Chapter 1. Geek, Robot, Overlord. Anyone want to geek, robot, overlord for the last cookie? I say, as the coach takes a sharp right onto a country lane. But if you win, you'll give it to Katia. Big Matt looks round from the seat in front. If Kat wins, she'll give it to you. If I win, Chet's will whinge at me until I give it to him. And anyway, Chet's already eaten it. Katia peeps at us over the top of her seat. Haven't you, Chet's? Why do you assume I've eaten it? Says Chet's. I look at him and laugh. You've got the crumbs of guilt around your mouth, mate. I pretend not to notice as Chet makes out he's cleaning off the bits of cookie while actually he's pushing them into his mouth. Of course chubby Chet's ate the last cookie, Trent shouts from the back of the seat. He always ruins everything. Geek, robot, overlord. Best of 3, he says to his mates. Loser has to share a room with Fangs and probably won't make it through the night. Who wants to play? Everyone on the back seat laughs like Trent is the funniest guy in the world. I've known him since reception, and I can tell you, legit, he isn't. And not just because most of his dumb jokes are about me, he just all around sucks. If anyone gets to share a room with Lance, it should be me, Chet pipes up, totally missing the point. I'm his best friend. Chubby and Fangy share a room. Chubby gobbles up Fangy's tomb. Trent falls over the back of the seat in front, laughing at his own joke/poem. But I like to give respect where it's earned. Let's face it, he's not that funny or clever. Wow, Trent made a rhyme, I say, rolling my eyes at his smug face. Say what you want about me, but leave Chet out of it. That's okay, Lance. I can take a joke. Chet's is kneeling on his seat, facing the back of the coach. Everything about him is neat and sensible, and he has eyes like balls of chocolate, all gooey and sincere. Yeah, chill out, Lance, Trent says, and they go back to playing Geek, Robot, Overlord, which is the Year 6 version of Rock, Paper, Scissors. Trent claims he made it up during a wet break back in October, but it was actually me, Chet's, Big Mac and Katia's creation. It's been used for making every important decision ever since. Overlord enslaves Geek. I win again, Trent shouts. Trent almost always plays Overlord, so he's easy to beat. But his mates either haven't realised or they don't want to make him mad, so they keep pulling out the Geek. All of them are so predictable. Good one, Trent, Chet calls, and turns and sits down. Why'd you do that, Chet? Do what? Suck up to Trent. He's not your friend, and he never will be. I don't understand why you even want him to be. Mum says he's a wonderful boy, and as we're both going to Bing Academy, it makes sense for us to stick together. There will be hundreds of people at Bing. You don't need him. Honestly, you'll go up the waiting list really fast, and then you can come to Bing with me. Chet smiles at me. Mate, it's a long list. It might take ages to get in. That's what I say to Chet, but inside I know I'm never getting in. I didn't even take the entrance test, and I'm not on the waiting list. I can't tell Chet's that, though. And when you arrive, you'll have Trent and me to show you around. The clouds are extra fluffy in Chet's head. Year 6. I want everyone to quieten down and face the front. Miss Hoach, the assistant head, stands at the front of the coach, trying not to fall as it bumps up the country road. I always think saying her name sounds like you're trying to cough up something nasty, which works because that's how she makes me feel. I'm now going to provide you with some information, she says, pronouncing the words especially slowly and clearly for those of us who are too dumb to understand people speaking at normal speed, aka me, or so she thinks. This information is of the greatest importance for ensuring you have a safe and productive trip. Some of you, she looks at me, should be paying particular attention to the information about the rules. Oh, if she says information one more time. There will be stickers presented to the children who demonstrate exemplary behaviour. She beams at Trent, Adrienne and Chet's. And punishments for those who let the rest of the class down by being disruptive. I'll give you one guess who she looks at when she says that. She opens a leaflet and starts to read. Crater Lake is a new and innovative activity centre designed with the needs and safety of your children in mind to provide an unforgettable learning experience. She looks up. We're actually the first school to be trying out this centre, so we're extremely fortunate. My mum's a parent governor, Trent says, loud enough so that I'll hear. And she told me we're stuck going to Crater Lake because some people's scummy parents refuse to pay for the good activity centres. More laughing from the idiots at the back. The centre was built in deep rural Sussex in a crater thought to have been formed when a meteor hit the Earth's surface Hundreds of years ago, Hoach continues. A meteor from space, miss? Someone asks. Yes, of course. Where else would a meteor come from? A meaty rowing boat, Big Mac whispers from the seat in front of me, and we crack up. Miss Hoach glares at us. The deepest part of the crater is home to Crater Lake itself, as the River Wist, which used to run past the site, took a detour many years ago and now feeds into the crater. The lake is the ideal arena for many of our daring winter activities, such as swimming, canoeing, and our epic game, The Last Man Standing. So sexist, Adrian sighs. Adrian is head girl, super smart, and looks like a bit of an angry sparrow. You wouldn't mess with her. If anyone in our class is going to win a game called Last Man Standing, I'd bet everything I own that it'd be Adrian. Other outdoor activities include the climb wall, obstacle course, and the leap of faith. I don't like the sound of that, Chet says. Chet's, I say, putting my hand on his arm for added reassurance. They're not going to let us do anything even slightly dangerous. That's true, Katia nods. There are laws. I heard you have to jump over a ravine filled with starving crocodiles, Big Mac says. Chet looks horrified. The dormitories, chill-out zone, the whole class rolls their eyes, dining hall and bathrooms are located in the main building, which is built on a rise in the crater. At this point, I start to slip into a coma. Miss Hoach always says at least 100 more things than are necessary. Do I have your attention, Lance Sparshot? She's suddenly standing right in front of my seat. Yes, miss. She leans in way too close to my face. I'm in the window seat, so Chet has to squash himself into the back of his seat to avoid any uncomfortable physical contact. Her breath stinks like coffee and muddy dog. You're lucky to be on this trip. If there was any way I could prove what we both know you did at the beginning of the year, you would have been excluded. If you take even the smallest step out of line, you'll be done, and there will be a black mark on your school record before you've even started at Latham High. She withdraws from mine and Chet's seating area, like a swamp monster oozing back into its pit, and starts walking towards the front of the coach again. Chet is frozen, burrowed so far into the padding of the seat that if his skin was some weird purple and blue triangular print, he'd be totally camouflaged. Bit too close for you, I say. No words, he mutters without blinking. Katia giggles, and Big Mac coughs to cover a snort of laughter. Something funny? Miss Hoach spins round. We all look at the floor. Stickers for everyone for excellent listening, Miss Hoach says. Except Lance, Mac, and Katia. Oh, no stickers for us. That punishment really burns. The rules of Crater Lake are as follows. She nearly falls as she wobbles back to her seat where she left the leaflet. Katia and Big Mac are desperately trying not to laugh. Chet's is motionless, probably still in shock. 6 children, either boys or girls, not both, to a room. Please don't say what I know you're going to say, Hoach. Except for Lance, who has to have his own room due to personal issues. Whispers and sniggers all around. I hate her. Nobody is to enter a dormitory on their own. You must remain in your rooms throughout the night. Mr. Tompkins, Miss Ranny, and myself will be watching at all times. She pauses to stare around at all of us, just to remind us how good she is at watching. Never wander the site alone, she continues. You must always be accompanied by a member of staff. Sucking the fun out of everything, as usual. You must always follow any instructions given to you by a member of staff. This is for your own safety. Chet nods enthusiastically. And of course, have fun. Your experience at Crater Lake is going to be one you'll remember for the rest of your lives. She smiles. I think she's waiting for us to clap or something. There's an awkward moment of silence, and then stuff gets crazy. The coach lurches at the same time the driver shouts and the brakes screech. We all fall forward, smacking our heads on the seats in front. Miss Hoach stacks it full force and rolls around on the floor. Bags, books and sandwiches fly through the air, landing in sticky piles. Atul's unicorn pillow gets covered in mayonnaise. One of Jordan's limited edition WWE wrestling cards flies out of an open window and flutters away to freedom. May the force be with you, John Cena, I call as it disappears into the trees. A slice of ham catches in Chet's hair, which is especially bad because he's a vegetarian. It's chaos. The coach skids to a stop. What happened? Hoach gasps at the driver. There's someone in the road. Of course, everyone rushes forward, trying to see out the front window. "Everybody back to your seats!" Hope screams above the noise, and she and the other teachers form a human barricade at the front of the coach. "I'll call an ambulance," the driver says, grabbing his mobile phones and stabbing at the buttons. It's one of those old-fashioned ones without a touch screen you hardly see anymore. "Has anyone got a signal? I've got no signal." The teachers all check their phones and shake their heads. "Why do we need an ambulance?" Chet says. "Nobody seems hurt." "I don't think it's for us," I say, angling my head as far out of the crack of the open window as I can. "I think it's for whoever's outside." All I can see is the empty road and nothing but trees for miles around. I press my face right up to the glass again, so hot it almost burns my skin. And at the same time, a bloody hand thumps against the window from the other side.